I'm driving to the liquor store and the cops, whatever. So they throw the lights on. They go around me. The traffic in front of me stops. And it's a Puerto Rican cop, the one that got shot in his face in West Philly.
Yeah.
Him and his partner. Yeah. So they reverse back to my window. They look back. They seen him and myself and one other defendants. See him. So he's like my language. He was like, should we fuck with you? And I'm like, why? I didn't do anything. He was like, I think we should. He reversed back behind my car. As soon as he came out, he came out, he got his gun out. He was like, you got a license? You got a license? I'm like, yeah, I handed it to him. He snatched me out of the car. Right from there.
They snatched all of us.
Yeah, snatched us out. Yeah, they strip searched my man.
We need guns in our face.
Yeah, everything. They did us. Did all that. So they went through the system, went to CFCF and all of that. So I'm in court. And they said, why did you stop the defendant? He said that I didn't have a registration tag on my sticker. On the back of my car, he said, well, the lawyer said, well, was all his information up to date? And he was like, yeah. He was like, so what was your proper cause for search? And he was like, oh, he told me he had drugs in the car. And I looked at the judge like, yeah, like you seriously? I'm gonna tell somebody. They said I had 13, what was it, 13 or 19? 19 and a half grams of crack. So they saying that, and plus the gun, they said was a mandatory sentence with that. Anything over 10 grams, just 3 to 6, plus the gun is 5. And they charged me with, what else? Unlicensed firearm. You don't need a license to carry a shotgun. And when they brought that up, the judge still, it was the Puerto Rican guy, I don't know his name. He let all of that go. They dropped the case to one of the defendants, and they're still holding me and him. And the Puerto Rican cop said that when he came up to the back of the car, he was fumbling around, like under the seat, and he said he was reaching for his hip.
Again.
Yeah, we saying like, man, you just got shot in your face. You tell me if it's somebody, 3 black kids in the car, and the guy in the back is fumbling around his hip.
They're all dead, that's right.
It would have been holes all in the back of that car. And I'm like, and they sit here lying. Oh yeah, what else? What is when they say frustration, emotional frustration? What is that?
Sequestration.
Yeah. What is that?
It's for all the possible witnesses to remain outside in the hallway during the testimony.
All right. Yeah. They put me out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we all go to each other's court dates, they put us out. Put me out too. Yeah, and I was saying about that, like, he really didn't have a testimony, so he said, I told him I had drugs in the car, and I'm like, he's really like blatantly lying right there that I never said any such thing of that sort. We never read our rights or anything.
The officers lied about a couple of things, and we don't know how to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
And like, does it matter if they read me my rights before they take me into custody, or is that later?
Well, if you're in custody, before they ask you questions, they have to read you your rights. And if you just blurt out and say something to them, they don't have to read your rights because they didn't ask you. You told them, but I don't believe you said that either. You don't seem like a guy just going to go and give information like that. That's going to harm you. So I don't think you said it. Cops do lie.
Yeah, we've been seeing that recently. And I usually think like when I hear stuff from like my friends or other people, like they lying to me. And I'm like, man, you probably dead to it. But when you go through the experiences, you actually you know the truth now.
You know, there's a couple things I want to say. I'll make this quick so we can get to other folks. First, I see a few young black men here, and I'm glad to see them here. When it comes to the criminal justice system, those are the ones who are going to be victimized often. And you mentioned about the cops testifying in court and lying. Well, they lie so much, and Leon knows this and Bert knows, we won't even call it testifying anymore. It's testifying. That's what the cops are going to understand. And the cops are really good at lying because they get so much practice. They know what type of lies to tell. They know what kind of lies register in the judge's head and the jury's head, so they know what to say in connection with that. And that brings my third point. Usually when the cops lie, that's the only testimony that can come in. Why? Because my client doesn't have any eyewitnesses. And if he does, they got criminal records. My client got a criminal record. So I can't put those witnesses on the stand because they're going to be what we lawyers call incredible, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all like personal defense.
And that's another thing. So when I hear somebody like you, no criminal record, well-spoken, now you can get on the stand. It's rare in a situation where cops are arresting young black men that the young black man has the type of ability to articulate and clean criminal record where he can get up and give his version. If the average juror heard the story the way you laid it out, they would believe you and you'd be acquitted. So First thing is, it's important to know that cops do lie on the stand. The second thing is, how do we combat that? How do we contradict that? And we do that only by calling a witness who's believable. And that's somebody like you. Where's your case now? Is it the preliminary hearing stage, a trial stage?
My next one is December 24th, where I'll be formally arraigned.
Okay. And that's the formal arraignment. That's when you get discovery and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing, that's why I said in the beginning, defendants, primarily young black men, can help lawyers like me if they have no criminal record. Because now they can get up on the stand and say whatever needs to be said. The final thing, Leon touched on about statements and reading your rights. The police do not have to read you your rights every time they arrest you. Let me repeat that. The police do not have to read your rights every time they arrest you. The only time they have to read your rights is if they plan to get a statement from you. If I'm a cop and I arrest you, I can grab you up and not say anything to you. But if I want to know where you came from, what's in the car, all that kind of stuff, anytime I intend to get a statement from you, now I got to read you your rights. And people call it reading your rights. That's true, but more precisely, it's warning you. It's not so much your rights, it's warning. I'm warning you that whatever you say can be used against you. And this is the final thing. In Philly, they got what they call, in every state, in fact, in the United States, the Miranda. And in Philly, they took the Miranda law and they knocked it down to 7 questions. And anytime the police want to ask you about the case, they got to give you the sheet with the same 7 questions on it. You had the right to remain silent, all that kind of stuff, right to a lawyer. Of those 7 questions, number 2 is what gets me all the time, and I'm sure Leon and Bert, why people talk to cops. The second question says, do you understand that anything you say will be used against you? The cop is telling you, anything you say will be used against you. Once I see that, why would I talk? The cops would have to beat me and torture me. Anyway, we can talk more about that later. And I actually teach a course about the criminal justice system, and I encourage young, it's a free course through the Pan-African Studies Department at Temple. And we go through the entire process from the history of the American legal system up to your final appeal, and we include everything. And if you want more information, that number I left, you can call that.
Okay.
You still in school?
Yes.
I hope
In my
you stay
third
in
year.
school. I hope you stay in school.
Wayne Alexander.
And we need young men like you who can speak for your boys on the corner who can't speak. They can't testify, many of them, because they got criminal records. But you were right there. Now you can get on the stand. They hear, damn, this young black guy, no criminal record, can put a subject and verb together and speaks clearly. That's a dangerous black man.
Hold on.